of the challenge, the 10-day challenge, and it's all about moving from surviving into thriving. Now, what exactly does that mean? From surviving into thriving, it means moving ourselves out of that stress response. Maybe you're in the state of, I know I need to meditate, I know I need to do it, but I just can't find the time, or my mind is too loud and I can't calm it down, and I feel like I'm just trying to survive. Every day is just a battle to survive. That is the surviving. And when we're in that stress response, we've created so much busyness or noise within our life that we're constantly in a fight or flight stress response. And what we're looking to do is to begin to move ourselves into that space where our body feels welcome and at home to sit with itself, to sit with ourselves. And when we can do that, we can start to let all the noise and the chaos begin to settle so that we feel less disrupted by it and begin to move into what we call the healing response or state of healing by Herbert Vincent. The Relaxation Response is what he titled it. He was a Harvard professor that made this breakthrough that said life is not surviving in neutral, that there's this whole other end of the pendulum when it swings that is our healing. And that's when we enter the relaxation response. And a lot of theoretics of emotions and more positive psychology, we might recognize this as fear-based response and love-based response, or survival mindset and abundant mindset. And so we can see that they are these polar opposites. And what most of us end up getting to is this middle state. And there's some graphs that show this middle state as a state of boredom, as a state of, okay, life's okay, this is our comfort zone, so that we don't have to swing back up onto that other side. So that's what we'll be working on within this next 10 days. We'll be working on establishing and moving past this boredom and into our thrive. And we're doing that by challenging ourselves to meditate for 10 days. So as we start today will be the foundational lesson. Today will be starting that sense of awareness. Everything starts with awareness. I'm sure we've heard this before. And so as we start with awareness, we'll start with finding ourselves a seat. Now, during these 10 days, I encourage you to practice sitting on the floor if that's available to you. I encourage you to find a space that you can regularly meditate in. And it doesn't have to always be extremely quiet to meditate. In fact, there's some beauty in being able to find the quiet space within, even in a loud setting. However, if you are moving out of survival mode, and as we move out of that, I do encourage you to try to find some quiet space, again, if it's available. If you have a shawl, a poncho, or a favorite blanket, to drape it around your shoulders to help push a little bit of weight on the shoulders, but also it'll create this feeling of safety. And I encourage you to regularly use the same blanket, to sit in the same spot, and to meditate every day at the same day. These are all tactics to help tell your body that it's safe and what to expect. Within this 10 days, I encourage you to have a routine. Because again, routines tell our body and mind that we're safe. When we are trying to constantly do this and do that, it's okay to do that every once in a while. That we're not trying to make life boring, but again, in this pendulum, we will hit this state of what we think is boring, what our mind perceives as boring. And then we climb up and we have this amazingness. And so often when we think of routine, we've stopped. So allow yourself to move past that and find this beautiful state of healing, peace, thriving, and love. So finding yourself a seat, and if you're like, I don't want to scramble and try to find and make all of this happen right now, then where you're at is perfectly fine. We're always searching for the present moment. It's right there. But often our mind is too much in the past or too much in the future or too much in thought that we struggle to find the present moment that is just right here. But often we're not taught how to be in the present moment. So as we find this sense of awareness through these 10 days, we'll also be finding that present moment. And again, just notice that you don't have to immediately quiet your mind, that the practice of meditation and the practice of yoga as well is to come into this present moment, to come into it, to practice. It's called a practice because we constantly have to practice it. It's not arriving. It's not an award. So in this seat, wherever you are, feel your bottom in the seat. And at any point you can close your eyes. At any point you can keep your eyes open as well. As we feel our bottom in our seat, just notice, and you can do a little teeter-totter. And just notice how your hips sit or how your hip bones sit. Whether you're in a chair or on the floor, do you feel pressure in one hip more than the other? Take a deep breath. And see if you can settle any tension that you're tensing. If you're pulling yourself in one direction, or you're not allowing yourself to move in one direction. Keep taking those deep breaths. Right now we're just paying attention to our physical. Notice the hips, the low back. Just checking in with your posture. And then work your way up the back. Again, you can do a little teeter-totter. You can do a little sway. You can do a little shimmy. Just to notice, because not all of us, especially when we're in survival mode, are keenly aware of what our body feels like. And how we tune into the present moment is through our senses. So this is our sense of touch, our sense of feel. And then just relax your shoulders. And if you have a hard time with that, you can always do the opposite, which is scrunching them up. You might notice how much tension, and then see if you can let them down. And then we'll just lengthen the neck. Maybe you even take your hand and press the head into the hand, the back of the head, just to help straighten this neck. Level your chin until you can use your hands to help. And then notice if you could push a book on the top of your head. And as you do that, see what's happening to your low back. Often we're overarching the low back. So you can let it come into neutral. And then release it down. And we can do any of those all over again. Maybe you do them a little faster now that you've already done them. And just let yourself settle. One technique that I often use, looks a little funny, is a big squeeze and then drop. Squeeze and drop. So we're relaxing the nervous system. You can do that as much as you need, and take that big inhale and exhale, release. And then just let yourself settle, and this is the point where you might close your eyes if you'd like to. We'll be tuning in with our breath now. So just feeling your inhale, inhale through your nose. Feel your exhale. And if you'd like, you can inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, or you can keep it through the nose, whichever one feels comfortable. And we're practicing moving from surviving to thriving. We're not judging ourselves. We are not thinking, am I doing this right or am I doing this wrong? We are just doing. Because we're just practicing gaining awareness of how I do it, not why I do it or judging it. Just go, oh, this is what this feels like. What does feeling of breathing in feel like to you? Do you feel coolness in your nose as you breathe in? Do you feel your shoulders, chest, belly, anything swell up as you breathe in? Do you feel that your inhale is a complete inhale? Or is it a shallow inhale? Again, we hear those words, we might start to judge, but don't judge, just labeling, just for awareness. And then let's shift that and begin to notice what our exhale looks like. Notice it might feel like heat compared to the inhale. The exhale might be shorter or longer than the inhale. It might feel easy or more difficult. As you exhale, notice if your shoulders change. If any of your posture changes. So we went through the awareness of our body. Check in with it again. And see if you'd like, you can make slight adjustments. So maybe you sit where you can breathe a little easier. For some of us, that might be sitting a little taller, rolling the shoulders back. For some of us, it might not mean anything to stay where we are. For others, we might be trying too hard. You might want to just soften into that. And then come back to that breath. And we'll breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice and feel your inhale as you count to 4. And notice and feel your exhale as you count to 4. Okay, we're letting our body, our energy settle. We've been in a state of chaos or survival. It might be like taming a wild animal, where at first your body and mind are fighting it. And if that's the case, bring awareness to it. Coax it back with gentleness and love. The animal has simply felt a need to defend, to survive. And we're beginning to show it love. Welcoming it back into a state of love, trust, hope. It takes time sometimes to get there. For others, if we've been there before, it might just be a state of remembering. But we've been away for too long, it might be a state of coaching. Feeling the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check in with the posture. Notice any tension that's crept back in, if that's available for you. The more we practice something, the more we build the receptors and the capability to do that. So even if you don't feel the awareness, if you're not aware, it's okay, just keep practicing. If your mind tries to give you other thoughts of you can't do this, just tell it. Give it new words. Tell it I'm practicing. I'm practicing and I will be able to do this. This is available to me. I'm practicing. I'm making this available. Give your mind new positive words. And then come back to the breathing. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice anything else in your body that needs to settle. And that for some of us, settling may take longer than others. That your settling may take longer on some days, more than other days. We don't compare yesterday to today. We just find the present moment and we just notice what is. Notice any tension that's crept back into the body. Finding that posture that allows you to breathe a little easier. Finding that breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Allow yourself to stay here for about 10 more breaths. One breath being in and out. Allow yourself to take one more big, deep breath. A longer inhale. And a little bit longer exhale. We'll inhale, lift our arms up again if that's available. And it might not be straight up. We definitely don't want to create a lot of tension. We just want a gentle lift, more like a stretch. Just an opening up for the day. You might even take a big yawn. Opening sensations. Spread your fingers wide and you can shift a little bit to one side and shift a little bit to the other. Again, just these big stretches. Not this like, am I doing it right? But just a squeeze. Like you're hugging your body through its own muscles. And then release. Thank you for participating in day 1. Thank you to yourself. A little thank you to yourself for attempting to bring yourself out of survival and knowing that your survival mindset might tell you, I don't need this. Your survival mindset can say, it's better for us to stay into this state. We're safer there. But the truth is your mind is just trying to keep you safe. We live in a state now where we don't need to be in survival mode to be aware and to be safe. That when we are calm, that when we are present, we see so much more. Survival mode gives us tunnel vision. Thriving allows us to open up and see the whole panorama. That we can hear the sounds more. We can enjoy the sounds of the birds. We can feel in this present moment. In fact, our memory will increase when we take ourselves out of that survival state. The pain and tension in our body can melt away, and we'll have more control of our body. So allow yourself to coax and pull yourself back into the present moment through this 10-day challenge and the skills that we'll be learning throughout these 10 days. That it's completely necessary for you to begin to enjoy life, to stop living in the past or stop living in the future, but to be functioning fully from this present moment so that we can take in all the moments that we feel like we're sometimes missing, so that we can settle and release any pain that's caused by tension, so that we can settle and allow our mind to be in a state of gratitude, hope, trust, faith, and love. To fall in love with ourselves, to fall in love with life, and to fall in love with the people around us as well. Thank you for joining me in day 1. If you'd like to continue this challenge, I'm broadcasting this onto our main page for day 1, but you can sign up in the events section to participate in this 10-day challenge. And this 10-day challenge will be in our group. It'll be under the guide section, and it'll be available for a short time. For those who invest the minimal amount, they'll be placed into a course platform, and they'll gain access to that afterwards, so they can watch this challenge over and over and do these meditations over and over and have access as this challenge continues to happen and continues to grow. Thank you for joining me. I'm Izzy Nally with FigLeaf Yoga and Fitness. Namaste.